Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, and welcome to this educational presentation. Now, today I want to talk to you about powerful trend reversals. We have a number of students who have asked us about trading reversals, and because of that, Pro Trader Strategies and myself developed this brand new tool, which we really think will elevate your reversal trading. For example, let's take a look at this chart right here. As we look at TMUS, T-Mobile, we see we're in a nice downtrend. But look at the very low bar here. Right at this point, this new tool generated a trend reversal signal. Now, this was in summer sometime, and as you can see, coming into this last week, the stock had trended upwards of 38 points. We can also look at this chart in ZS. Now, we're obviously in an uptrend. What happens with so many reversal type traders is they try to find a signal to reverse all the way up, and each time it continues to go higher, and you're losing a lot of money. But this new tool generated a trend reversal signal right here at the very top, and the stock fell 45 points coming into last month. So you see how powerful this is. Now, the beauty about this new tool is that it's one click away on our platform, the PTS Primo charting platform. Everything you see today displayed is coming from the PTS Primo charting platform. It's an educational platform I developed with Pro Trader Strategies that actually auto-identifies these trend reversals. So welcome to this educational presentation once again. My name is Steven Primo. I am the president and founder of Specialist Trading. I've been trading now for 47 years. I started my career on the floor of the Pacific Stock Exchange, where I was on the floor for 16 years, and 9 of those years it was a specialist. A specialist is someone who made markets in roughly about 50 or 60 stocks. So I did that. I made markets in stocks like IBM and Waste Management. I made markets through the crash of '87 and the bull market that followed. So I've seen and traded just about every market environment you can think of, straight up markets, straight down markets, sideways markets. I've also traded about every system or technique or method you can think of. Even if you think it's brand new and no one ever thought of it, it's AI or whatever, most likely it's been around before. It's just been rebranded. So I know what works in terms of consistency, and I know what doesn't work. So that's the goal, and that's the basic message that we provide to all of our students, is that we teach you things that have high levels of consistency in order to put the power back in your hands so that ultimately you can make your own trading decisions. So this is our goal at Specialist Trading, and you'll see that in today's educational class. Now, before we begin, we are required to share this with you, so please take a moment to view our disclaimer. I'm going to show you a lot of performance results using this brand new reversal tool, but please remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of the results I'm about to share with you will be repeated in the future. Also, since we are first and foremost an educational company, all examples are strictly for educational purposes only. Now, speaking of education, also, if you'd like to get more education on a daily basis, please feel free to follow us on Twitter or X, however you'd like to name it. I post about 5 to 7 different snapshots a day of different signals our strategies and techniques have generated, along with this trend reversal tool I'll be talking about today. You'll see a lot of examples of that. So lots of great free information on a daily basis if you follow us on Twitter or X. Now, we're also live streaming this performance on YouTube. So if you'd like to see more of content like this, please hit the subscribe button if you're watching us on YouTube, and we'll have a lot more for you as well. Now, let's begin. But before just the last statement, remember, if you are having to leave early or have technical difficulties, each and every one of you will get a link to this recording today. So don't worry if something doesn't make sense or you feel like you didn't grasp it fully, you'll get a copy of this presentation sent to you as well. Okay? With that stated, now let's begin. And what we're going to be talking about today is a relatively new tool here we call the PTR, and that stands for the Primo Trend Reversal Trading Tool. So some of the highlights of this particular new tool are these. First of all, it's our most unique new trading tool because we're trying to pinpoint as best we can the exact high or the exact low. In other words, these reversals of trend. We're not trying to pick a top of a market or a bottom of a market. We're trying to determine when the trend changes. So it's designed to identify these reversal bars. And as I said earlier, as best to our ability, the actual high bar or the actual low bar when a trend is about to change. Now, it has a very high degree of accuracy, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every signal generates the top or the bottom. But we have ways in our course to get around that, teaching you ways in which to turn a losing trade into a winning trade. Now, you can apply this tool, the PTR, to virtually any market and any time frame. So you can actually look at a weekly bar of cryptos, applying the PTR for trend reversal, or you can look at a 5-minute bar of the E-mini futures. It makes no difference what market or what time frame. And there are numerous ways to apply and to trade, which I taught in our course. And you'll see if you become a student of mine, which you'll learn how to actually apply this. So let me share with you some examples to show you how accurate this new tool is and how it can really, I feel, take your trading to the next level. And remember, everything you're seeing today is displayed coming from our platform, the PTS Primo charting platform, that actually auto-identifies the trend reversal setups. Okay, we're looking at PayX right here, right? All right, so the stock is basically kind of going downward to sideways, but it's kind of in a short-term downward mode. So at this point, you probably say to yourself, well, we're in a short-term downtrend. I'm going to wait for a breakout or wait for maybe some type of confirmation that it's going higher. But if you click on the PTR on our platform in the green strategy tab right here, PTR indicator, you'll see this drop-down menu here. Just click on signal arrows. And guess what? At the very low bar, a buy signal was generated, meaning that most likely the trend is going to be changing very soon to the upside. And look what happened. We went basically from a low bar of roughly about 123, 125, all the way up to 140. All right, let's look at another example here. We're looking at Amgen. Now, Amgen's been going steadily higher. As you can see, there's no reason to doubt it and to think that, well, maybe this is not going to work out at all. Maybe it's going to continue going higher. But once again, if you click on the PTR, click on signal arrow, and right at this point, it signaled that a trend change was most likely about to happen, and most likely on this bar. So if you're long, get ready to perhaps sell, or if you were this type of trader that likes to go short or buy puts, this was the bar to do that on. And look what happened. Stock closed at roughly 335, 336, and went down to 312 in just 2 days. Here's another example of Micron. Stock is going lower. Now, if you tried to buy this thing and like, well, you know what? I think it's oversold. I'm going to buy it. Well, this is what usually happens with trend reversal tools that are faulty, that don't have a lot of consistency, because you jump in and buy, and then days later, it's making new lows. Now, if you held on to your position, you say, well, it's time to double up. This was just last month, by the way. You say to yourself, well, I'll buy some more. That way, it doesn't have to go up so high for me to start making a profit. So you buy some more, and then this happens, right? Look familiar to anybody? This is usually what happens with faulty type of methods or systems that try to determine when a trend is going to change. But if you had simply waited for the PTR, once again, you would have seen at the very low, or at or near the low, a buy signal was generated, meaning that most likely the trend is about to change. And look what happened. The stock went from roughly 87 all the way up to 115 in the next couple of weeks. This just happened last month. Now, obviously, some news announcement came, or some announcement where it gapped up like this. But isn't it funny how weeks in advance, we were already issuing a signal that the trend was about to change upwards? Okay, we're looking at ANSS. As we can see here, right at the very top of this nice uptrend, a sell or downtrend signal had been generated, a reversal, and the stock went from roughly 325 all the way down to nearly 300. Now, here's a chart in Starbucks, okay? A sell signal was generated right at the top, meaning that it was saying that most likely the trend is going to change to the downside. And look what happened. This was in May, earlier this year, and it gapped down roughly from $88 all the way down to $70 roughly, okay? $72. That's a tremendous fall in the price in just a couple of weeks. Now, look what happened directly after that. The stock rallied and came back nearly 60% of its fall. Now, at this point, a lot of traders would say, well, how come it didn't generate a trend change? Remember, it doesn't generate a trend change on each and every setup or swing, but the PTR is so sensitive that it didn't determine that the trend had actually changed yet. And look what happened directly after that. The stock fell out of bed again, and now it's getting at or near short-term lows. But look what happened this time. It made a new low. Now it determined that the trend was about to change. This was just in July, and coming into a couple of months ago, the stock went roughly from $73 all the way up to $96. So a lot of times you'll see a signal such as this, and then you'll see it start to backtrack and give away a lot of what the trend was. But many times it will come back to that low or that high, depending on which direction the trend is. Here's an example in ASML. Okay, once again, if you had tried to sell this thinking like, well, you know, that guy in that chat room says this is way too high, it's way too overbought. I've got to sell up here. It's really too high, and I'm going to get in at the top. Well, look what happened. It went down for maybe 2 days, and now a week later, it's really making higher highs. So now you say to yourself, wow, I've lost a lot of money. Maybe you even decide to short some more, and it even goes higher after that. If you had waited for a PTR trend reversal signal, you would have known that it didn't catch the high, but at or near the high, 1 bar prior to the high, because look what happened after that. That's when the stock fell out of bed. But the trouble is with most trend reversal methods is that you stay in and you stay in until finally you can't take any more pain, and then you get out with a loss. And we've all been there before. A week or two later, all of a sudden it starts to go in the direction we wanted to, but we couldn't stand the pain. We couldn't sleep at night knowing that we were losing that much money. It's far better to wait for the PTR to generate a trend reversal signal. Now, this went from roughly $920 all the way down to nearly $200 lower in a couple of weeks. Now, I know this is an expensive stock, but I'll show you some more inexpensive stocks, and it doesn't matter. You can apply this to a 5-minute time frame. You can apply this to a $20 stock. It makes no difference. Here's an example in T-Mobile we looked at earlier. This was a buy signal that was generated, and coming into this last week, it was up, I believe, close to 40 points. Now, as we look at AVGO, we see that we had a really nice trend reversal sell signal here, and the stock basically fell from 170 all the way down to 125 roughly, okay? And then look what happened. It started to bounce again, but a sell signal was generated again. So many times you'll see these double signals in the same direction and going back down again last month. Here's an example in VRTX. Vertex, as we see, we had a nice sell signal here. A buy signal was generated right at the bottom, meaning that the trend was going to change, and it started to go back up. And then last month, another buy signal. So you had a double buy signal. So this is what we say. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes it'll catch the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows. Other time, it'll catch double signals in a row, meaning that double buy signals, as you see right here. As you look at SMPS, we see a synopsis. We see a really nice sell signal generated right at the high. This was just a couple of months ago. Stock was trading roughly about 545, went all the way down to 455. Okay, we see a trend change here. The trend went lower and then bounced and went right back up. Well, going through the process, once again, looking back in hindsight, if you just clicked on the PTR indicator, clicked on signal arrows, you would have seen in real time it generated a sell signal right here, meaning a trend change at the top of this rally. And another signal wasn't generated until a buy signal was generated right at the low of that bottom, meaning that the trend was changing for it to go up. As we look at ZS, once again, this is the problem that most trend reversal tools go through. They'll signal something that we've topped out or it's time to go short. You sell and it goes higher, right? You sell some more and it goes even higher. That's the beauty of the PTR. It's a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more fine-tuned. And as you can see here, if you clicked on through the process, the PTR indicator, click on signal arrow, you see the high degree of accuracy where it didn't generate a signal until this point right here. And look what happened coming into last month. The stock was trading at roughly 195, I believe, or 198, and went all the way down to 153. Obviously, once again, some news came out, some announcement, which caused this to gap down tremendously. The funny thing was, we don't base the PTR off of any news or any fundamentals. It's all based on market behavior. Okay, so let's recap what we shared with you today. The PTR is our most unique new trading tool. The reason why is because we're focusing on the exact reversal bar, meaning that we're trying to pinpoint with as much accuracy as possible the exact bar that the trend is going to change. I know a lot of people have said, well, Steve, I thought you don't pick tops and bottoms. You don't believe in that. Well, we don't. This is really a trending tool. All of the indicators, it's a proprietary tool, indicators and what it's based off is based on trending and noticing when a trend is about to change. It's not caring if it's the bottom or the top. It's just looking for trend changes in advance. Now, this has a very high degree of accuracy, all right? But we're not going to, once again, tell you that every signal works out the best. Sometimes you get a sell signal and it'll continue to go higher. We have ways to trade it that I'll teach you in the course where you would be able to turn the losing trade into a winning trade. We also have ways where you wouldn't even get involved in the trade, where you would stand to the sidelines because it was not confirmed. Now, you can apply the PTR to virtually any market, any time frame. We have students that use this on intraday trading. We also have students that use this for longer term trading or swing trading. It makes absolutely no difference. There are numerous ways to apply and trade the PTR, and we teach you all of this in detail within the course. All right, so we have a great discount for all the people attending today with the PTR, because this is one now has turned into one of our most popular trading tools because of its accuracy and because of its simplicity. As you saw, it's just one click on our platform. So we're going to offer you our new PTR Primo Trend Reversal tool, the entirely new trend reversal tool, a non-traditional indicator base that you can apply to any market or time frame. Now, we have different versions, as I stated, an aggressive as well as a conservative version, but it has exact bar pinpoint accuracy. That's what we're aiming for. Now, you can apply this also to option trading. If you're an option trader, we know not a lot of people, as I showed some examples of stocks that were $400, $500, even $800 stocks. Most people are not going to be able to purchase those expensive stocks like that, but you can purchase options or put together some type of option strategy. This makes it ideal for option trading and option timing, because if you're looking for some type of trend change, well, usually the premiums are very low. So if you're looking for to go in the opposite direction and you're buying some calls or some type of spread method with a bias to upside, well, you're going to be able to purchase it with very low premiums, and this makes it perfect for a lot of option trading. We have a lot of students who are currently trading this with options, okay? Now, everything you saw today was displayed on the PTS Primo charting platform. You saw how simple it was to generate those signals. One click and everything is right there in front of you. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to offer you 12 months absolutely free of the platform, okay? So that it can make it simple trading the PTR. So there really won't be anything you have to do that difficult. You can just with one click either scan for nightly setups or just look and go through a series of stocks that you're interested or markets you're interested in, click on the PTR and see if there's a signal set for that day or that time frame. Now, we're not going to just give you on the platform the PTR. This comes with literally dozens of different trading techniques and tools that you'll only find on the PTS Primo charting platform. These are things that I've accumulated in my 47 years from the trading floor, when I was on the trading floor, where you won't find anywhere else. Many of the tools, tips, and techniques that we have on our PTS Primo charting platform, you won't find on the large platforms. I won't mention any names, but you won't find them there at all, because these are only privy to the PTS Primo charts. For example, we're going to have you once you become a student of mine, you're going to have the buy-sell line indicator, 4 different ways to tell the overall trend, a strength of trend feature that has an uncanny ability to find out when a trend is running out of steam or just beginning. Automatic exit levels. So if you're trying to figure out where to exit out of a PTR trade, this is just one of the different exit methods we have for you. That's one click away on our platform. You'll see these levels displayed. And here's what I think is probably the best thing, the signal scanner. As I said, you can scan either intraday or overnight for these setups that are taking place. And we provide you with data lists. For example, you can be looking at ETFs, you can trade cryptos, currency pairs, futures. You can also look at different markets like NASDAQ, S&P 500. It makes no difference, but you can scan for these setups so that you'll be ahead of the game a day in advance if you like. For example, let's say you're a currency pair trader, okay, and you're trading the Canadian dollar. Well, you could have scanned, and on the night of 9/24, you would have seen that the PTR generated a trend reversal signal, telling you that you were going to be going higher because the trend was now lower, okay? So you could have taken advantage of this, actually purchased the Canadian dollar the next day or that night. But look what happened. Coming into this last week, the currency pair was up 330 pips. That's over $3,000 per unit. Here's another example. Let's say you're an intraday trader and you're trading the dollar yen. You can still scan intraday, and you would have seen that this was on the 29th of September, just a couple of weeks ago, that a trend reversal buy signal was generated in the dollar yen. Once again, you could take advantage of this to simply buy the dollar yen. It's up to you. But look what happened. Over 650 pips coming into just a week ago. This is the beauty of the PTR. It makes no difference what market, what direction, what time frame. Now, if you're still not convinced, if you're still undecided, I want you to take a look at this weekly chart here. It's a little longer term. This is a weekly chart of the spiders, as we see right here. As we can see, the spiders have had a nice uptrend. We've been going straight up, actually, in this chart. Okay? But look what happened. Right here at this higher high, the PTR generated a sell signal, meaning that it was saying, through its sensitivity of its proprietary indicators, it was saying that it's most likely saying that a trend reversal is very near or about to happen. And this is the bar to start getting ready to apply either some puts or to go short the spiders, or maybe go short the market, because the spider is the ETF that represents the S&P 500. But I want you to look at this chart. Let's scroll down to the bottom here, because the PTR generated a trend reversal signal. But if we look down, this was January 2020. This was for nearly 5 years ago. Now, do you remember what happened in 2020? Most likely around February or March. That was the pandemic, right? Remember, the PTR is not based on anything fundamental. It's not based on any news or anything based on fundamental analysis. It's all based on market behavior. And because the proprietary tools are so sensitive, it already applied a trend reversal signal well before anyone had even really gotten involved in the United States with the pandemic. And we all know what happened after that, right? Now, coming in March, remember, these are weekly charts. Coming in March, everyone thought the world was coming to an end, myself included. I thought, boy, this looks pretty bad. I haven't seen things like this since, October 87. But look what the PTR did. Right at the very lows in March on a weekly time frame, it generated a trend reversal signal, saying now the market was ready to go up. How could that be? I mean, the pandemic had just begun. The world looked like it was coming to an end. No one knew how to stop this pandemic. And the market has not stopped going up. I didn't have enough space here to view this chart in its entirety, but the market has not stopped going up since then. So if you're not convinced, look how this could have helped you either avoid a tremendous loss 5 years ago when the pandemic hit and the pandemic sell-off hit, or if you're a more aggressive trader, to really take advantage of this and to go short, cover your short, and to go back long again. If you're a reversal trader, and I know there are a lot of you because we've had this from a lot of our students saying they like to trade reversals, well then you cannot afford to not trade with a new PTR. It really is that powerful of a tool. This is the Primo Trend Reversal Trading Tool I developed with Pro Trader Strategies, and I really think can elevate your trading. So here's how to take advantage of this new offer we have here with the PTR. Now, the normal price for the PTR, because it's so popular and it's such a powerful tool, is $49.95, close to $5,000. We're going to give you two different ways to purchase this. First of all, we're going to drop that normal price down about 10%. So if you want to purchase it entirely, we'll drop it down to $44.95. But we realize that's still a little bit too much for most students. So guess what? For a limited time, we're going to offer you payment plans. So what does this mean? This means you don't have to come up with $44.95. For a small fraction, and I really mean a fraction of that entire price, $44.95, you can put down a down payment, or I should say a one-time payment, and then establish a payment plan so that you can be paying monthly. But because of this payment plan availability, you'll be able to be up and running as early as today with the PTR. Now, either way you decide to go, if you want to pay in full with a 10% discount, you're saving $500, or if you want to pay with a payment plan and just put down a small one-time fee and then pay monthly, you'll still get a full 12 months free of the platform. So it makes no difference how you decide to become a member of the PTR course. Be one of the first to trade with the PTR. We just issued this. It's a relatively new technique and indicator. We just issued this a couple of months ago, and we got rave reviews from our students so far. If you go to our, once again, to our Twitter page, you'll see a lot of examples where I've been showing with the PTR. So you'll see how powerful this is. But this offer is for a limited time only. So if you really want to take your trading to the next level, be one of the first to trade with a PTR or the Primo trend reversal tool. Here's how to take advantage of this. Contact my sister site, which is Pro Trader Strategies. I would highly recommend giving them a call at area code 310-598-6677 to have trading consultants manning the phones. They would be more than happy to take your order. If you're convinced that I'm ready to do this, I don't care. I want to just give you my order right now. Or if you just have questions, there's absolutely no obligation. They're not going to try and force you to purchase something today. It's entirely up to you. They're there to work with you. They're very flexible, and they'd be happy to give you a quote on a payment plan. Okay. Now that link you see below the number is the link that will take you to the info page, and you can find out more information. You can also sign up on there as well. It's not a live link. You can either copy and paste that onto a browser, or if you open up the webinar chat, a little box there, you can see that they have just posted a live link on that. So you can actually click that on and it will open up a browser. Now, we have some minutes left here for any questions you may have. So if you have any questions, go either to the chat box or to the question and answer box, and I will answer them right now. I see there's one question here. Can this be used to trade daily and futures? Yeah, it makes no difference. It makes absolutely no difference what market. I didn't have time here to have snapshots of every market, looking at crypto, looking at ETFs. But yes, the PTR does not know what market it's looking at. The proprietary indicator has no idea if it's looking at a 5-minute chart, a tick chart, or if it's looking at a monthly chart. It doesn't have any idea if it's looking at crypto, if it's looking at currency pairs, or if it's looking at a stock. It just looks for this market behavior, and that's how it decides to generate the reversal signals, okay? So it makes no difference what market or what time frame. Let me see, there's some other questions here. I've had success with just trading the spiders, the S&P 500. Will this help? Yes, it will. But it all depends. Remember, this all depends on what time frame. And there's nothing to say that one time frame is better than the other. It's, as we always say, the best time frame is the one that makes you feel the most comfortable. We have students of the PTR that say, hey, this works amazing in 5-minute charts of the E-mini. We have other students that say, oh no, if you look at daily charts of currency pairs, this works amazing. So it's up to you, because each person, each trader comes with their different risk parameters, different ways in which to trade. But yes, it makes no difference what time frame, if you're looking at daily bars of the spiders, or if you're looking at weekly bars. Just remember that with any strategy, with any technique, the longer time frame you go out, it's just physics, you're going to have less signals. So if you're looking at a monthly time frame of the S&P 500, the spiders, well, sure, you'll get signals, but you'll have less signals. And if you're looking at a 5-minute time frame of the spiders, you'll see a lot of signals. So it all depends on how many signals you want, what time frame you're trading, and everyone's different. Some traders might like to say, hey, I trade a 1-minute time frame of the spiders, and I get about 10 signals a day, and it's great. I love that. Or someone else would say, hey, I trade the spiders, but I trade daily. I couldn't trade 10 times a day. I don't have that much time and money to trade and wherewithal. I like to look at a signal maybe once every week or so. So it's up to you, but it will generate signals regardless. And I really think it can help your trading. Yes, if you focus just on the spiders, on daily charts or whatever time frame, it will help elevate you. And remember, you can apply any type of way to trade it. You don't have to purchase or sell short the stock. You can go with the options. It's entirely up to you. Okay. Someone says, does the PTR repaint? No, it does not. In fact, none of our tools repaint. This must be a very common issue at other platforms and other things they're trying to sell you. I do not believe in anything that repaints. I mean, how can you trade something that repaints? Once a signal is generated, it's generated, and you'll see there on our platform if it worked out or if it didn't work out. Now, there are signals that don't work out, that it'll be a sell signal saying the trend reversal is going to go lower, and maybe it goes down for a couple of bars and then goes right back higher. So we'll show you ways in the course how you could turn that losing trade into a winning trade. Also, we'll show you how you may not even have taken that trade using some other parameters that we teach you. So lots of ways to trade it, lots of ways to protect yourself against these faulty signals as well, okay? It's a great course. It really will take your trading to the next level, and I really think it can help you regardless of what market you're trading, okay? Any other questions? Let me scroll down here. I guess that's it. Oh, here's the most common question I get. What if I have trouble with the PTR and don't exactly know how to trade with? Everyone gets my personal email. I said this every week. Everyone gets my personal email. So if you're having trouble, if you don't know exactly how to apply it, don't worry. It doesn't matter if you've been trading 30 years or 30 minutes. Everyone gets my personal email where if you have a question or if you want me to check your work, I will be there and answer it as quickly as possible. Sometimes within the next 5 or 10 minutes after you send it to me, okay? You can send me emails before the opening. You can send me emails after the close, during market hours. You can even send me emails during the weekend, and I'll answer them as quickly as possible. So it's the next best thing to having me sit next to you, as I always say. So this comes directly to me. It doesn't go to an intern. It doesn't come to a sales assistant. All my emails come directly to me, so no one else will see it, okay? Okay, if there are no further questions, this will take us to the end of the presentation. The PTR is a great tool. As I said, it's relatively new. We just introduced it a few months ago, and this is, I think, the first webinar presentation I've given it since we had the initial course. So it's a great way to take your trading to the next level. If you're interested, if you're a reversal trader, you cannot afford to not trade with the PTR. It's that good of a tool, okay? Now, as we close here and we take one last look at our disclaimer, I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this short educational presentation. I hope you learned something. And as I always say at the close, I really look forward to all of you becoming students of mine in the PTR course. Thank you so much for attending. I wish you all the best of luck and I hope to see you in class. Bye-bye.